Hi children, in this video we are going to learn about parasitic nutrition in Cuscuta. Listen here children, green plants can synthesize their own food materials by the process of photosynthesis. Then what about non-green plants? Non-green plants cannot synthesize its food materials by the process of photosynthesis because they are not green in color. So why they are not green in color? Because chlorophyll is absent in them. If chlorophyll is absent in them, how do they get the nutrients? Some of the non-green plants such as like mushrooms children, they show saprophytic nutrition. So in the saprophytic nutrition, we have already studied that they secrete enzymes on dead bodies of plants and animals, and that complex substances will convert into a simple substances due to the action of enzymes on it, and that simple substances are what absorbed by the non-green plants. By that way they get the nutrients children. That kind of nutrition we call it as saprophytic nutrition. But there are another type of what children plants which get their nutrients by depending upon the another plant children, that is host plant. Okay, so how do they get that nutrients? How do they depend upon the another plant, that is host? So how do they extract the nutrients from the host? So that we shall see. So such type of what nutrition where the plant depending upon the another plant, that is host children, such type of nutrition we call it as a parasitic nutrition. So in plants also parasitic nutrition is seen. For example, in dodder plant, let us see how the parasitic nutrition is seen in the dodder plant. So dodder plant children. So this dodder plant, okay, so it is a parasitic plant. It is a parasitic plant. That means what? It depends upon the another plant. Okay, so it depends on another plant children. That is nothing but we call it as host plant. Okay, so this dodder plant children belongs to the genus Cuscuta. Okay, and it belongs to the family Convolvulaceae children. Okay, or in common we can call it as morning glory family. Okay, generally this dodder plant is grown in tropical as well as temperate regions. Children. Okay, so it is grown in the tropical and temperate regions. Okay, and there are near about 107 species children. There are near about 107 species children of this Cuscuta, in this Cuscuta family. Okay, so here this dodder plant children, it is a parasitic plant, so it depends upon another plant. How does it depend? So by using what children, that's why it is called as twinning plant. Twinning plant children, it is what? Twinning plant, and it is not having chlorophyll. No chlorophyll children in this plant. It is a non-green plant. It cannot synthesize. That's why it is depending upon the another plant. It is a twinning plant. It is a parasitic plant, and this plant is not having any chlorophyll in them. What is this twinning plant? That means what? This plant will have a slender stem children, and that stem, it is like a string. So this string, what it will do is it will spread. It will move towards the host plant, and it will spread completely on that what children host plant. Okay, so how do they just by spreading onto the other plant, did it get the nutrients? No. So there is a special what children structure that is called as hostoria. Hostoria. It is a special structure, children. So this structure, it is nothing but like a spine. It is nothing but like a what children, a spine. It will penetrates into the tissue of the another plant, host plant, and it will what children, extract the nutrients, absorb the nutrients, children. Okay, so this hostoria is a what children, a spine. It is like a adapted what children, spine like structure which will prick into the tissue of the host cell, and with that hostoria, it will xylem tissue, it will enter into that xylem tissue for water. Okay, and phloem tissue, it will extract the nutrients, it will absorb the nutrients from that, children. Okay, so this hostoria is a spine like structure which is seen on the stem of this what children, this daughter plant, and it will wind up completely on the host plant, and it will penetrate into the host plant, and it will goes into the xylem tissue and absorb water, and phloem tissue, and absorb the nutrients from that, children. Okay, so how is this tissue, how is this stem? This stem is of different colors. So these colors are some of the stem, some of the species of Cuscuta water genus. Okay, so they are in orange color, and some of them are in pink color, and some of them are in brown color. Okay, some of them are in brown color, children. Okay, and their flowers are yellow or white. They are very small, children, and the flowers are what children, united corolla, isn't it, children? So the flowers are like united corolla. You know very well that what is meant by a corolla, isn't it, children? Corolla means what? So it consists of petals. You have seen, I think that you might have seen about datura plant, children. In this datura plant, so you know, it is like a tube like structure. This is calyx, isn't it? This is corolla, and this corolla, these petals are fused, isn't it? So such type of what children, bell like it looks like a bell. So daughter plant flowers, it looks like what children, bell like structures. Okay, then how does it propagate? So this small flowers which are what children, which corolla are united, produces the seeds. Okay, so these seeds, when it falls on the soil, children, they germinate and they produce small roots, children, and these roots are temporary roots. These are temporary roots, and it's germinate as it is not having any leaves at all. The leaves are modified into what children? Scales. Their leaves are modified into scales. So let me write the important point here. Leaves are modified into scales. So this water stem, as it is a string like, children, it projects like that, and it will be what? Searching for the host plant. When a host plant comes to near it, it will simply wind on the host, and it winds in such a way that very firmly, very strongly, very closely it will what children? Wind up, wrap up. So after wrapping up, children, so there will be a spine like projections, children, on the stem of this daughter plant, and these are spine like, and such kind of structures we are calling it as what? Hostoria. Hostoria. And this hostoria penetrates into the what children? Tissue of the plant, and then they get the nutrients from that plant. So when this kind of water plants get the nutrients from the host plants cannot cannot get a sufficient of nutrients, and sometimes the host plant may die, children. Okay, so that's why they are called as a parasitic plants. Okay, so this is about what, children? Parasitic nutrition. So this parasitic nutrition is seen in the dodder plant. Okay, it is a parasitic plant. It depends upon another plant, children, and this dodder plant belongs to the genus Cuscuta and family morning glory family, children. It is seen in the tropical and temperate regions, and it is more than 107 species are seen. It is a twinning plant, no chlorophyll, and leaves. Okay, so leaves are modified into scales, children. I have already written here, but again, leaves are modified into scales, and the stem is in orange, pink and brown color, children, and some are in yellow color also. Okay, and flowers are very small, and they are what, children? They are bell-like structures. Okay, so they produces a seed and seeds, and when the seeds falls on this children, a soil, they produces the temporary roots, children, and this string-like structure, so they moves towards the host cell, and it winds up to the host cell with the help of the hooks-like structure that is called as hostoria. They get the nutrients. They get what, children? Nutrients from the host plant, and once it started taking the nutrients from the host plant, children, and then these temporary roots will disappear, and it will leave completely the soil, and it will depend completely on the plant, host plant only, children. Okay, so in this way, children, so dodder plant, so which belongs to the genus Cuscuta, Cuscuta, get the nutrients, children. Okay, so this is about what? Parasitic nutrition in Cuscuta, and in this lesson, the main word, that is what, children? Hostoria is very, very important. Okay, so this word is very, very important in this lesson. Thank you very much. That's all about the parasitic nutrition.